Hello and welcome to The Print. I'm Snehesh Alex Philip. I, along with my national photo editor Praveen Jain, are here in Kashmir to understand the reason behind the Pahalgam terror attack and the aftermath. Now, as I stand before you and speak to you, the Resistance Front, that is the TRF, an offshoot or a frontal organization for Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba, has denied its involvement in the terror attack. Interestingly, the day the terror attack happened, the TRF had claimed responsibility for it. Now, believe it or not, the TRF now claims that the earlier claim that was sent out through its social media handles was a result of hacking. Well, that is funny. But the fact remains that the Indian government is of the firm opinion that the Pahalgam terror attack has been greenlit by the powerful Pakistani military establishment. The government of India believes that it was sanctioned by the general headquarters, that the GHQ in Rawalpindi, in line with Pakistan Army Chief Gen Asim Munir's Islamist leanings, attempts to bring back global attention to Kashmir and reassert Pakistan's stake in the issue. Now, sources in the Indian Defence and Security Establishment told The Print that the attack, in which tourists were singled out and shot, were greenlit on account of two factors. That is, evolving internal dynamics within Pakistan and the rapidly transforming situation in Jammu and Kashmir, particularly the sharp decline in recruitment of locals by terror outfits. The attack, which claimed the lives of 25 Hindu tourists and a local Muslim, violated an unwritten rule long observed by terrorists, that tourists crucial to Jammu and Kashmir's economy should not be targeted to avoid alienating the Kashmiri population. This time, in a rare response, in actually over 3 decades, Kashmir witnessed a total shutdown. Large number of protesters, local Kashmiris, from shopkeepers to businessmen to taxi drivers and other people, and even government officials, came out on the street in Lal Chowk as well as Dal Lake, held candlelight protests as well as raised slogans against the terror attack. In the aftermath of the attack, The Print spoke with several defense and security sources to understand the broader strategic motivations behind this drastic shift in Pakistan's posture. One of the most significant changes in Pakistan's Kashmir policy stems from the rise of Gen Asim Munir as the chief of the army staff. Munir, who was at the helm of the ISI at the time of the Pulwama attack, is regarded as a staunch Islamist, unlike his predecessor General Bajwa, whose doctrine advocated a working relationship with India. Now, sources say that Munir sees Bajwa's softer approach as a failure. There were no talks, no cricket, no cultural exchanges, and terrorists seen as mujahideens were being systematically eliminated by the so-called unknown gunmen. Meanwhile, the insurgency in Balochistan worsened. Adding to Pakistan Army's discontent was the embarrassment caused by the deadly Zafar Express attack carried out by Baloch militants last month. With rising anger over the Pakistan Army and the embarrassment being caused by the Baloch rebels, General Munir was under pressure and he needed a deflection, or I should say a unifying factor as far as his country is concerned. Munir believes India is orchestrating unrest in Balochistan and elsewhere. Pahalgam attack is in part retaliation, calculated, meant to provoke. Further signs of a more aggressive stance was evident during Pakistan's observance of the Kashmir Solidarity Day on 5th February, to which Hamas and Hezbollah representatives were invited. This marks a pivot from a narrative of Kashmiri freedom struggle to a broader pan-Islamist campaign. According to multiple sources, General Munir sees reigniting conflict in Kashmir as a way to unify a fractured Pakistani state and reinsert the Kashmir issue into the international fora where traction for it had diminished. Munir is gambling on this. He, in his mind, has calculated India's response and believes Pakistan can manage it. On the ground in Kashmir, over the last 3 to 4 years, Pakistan has been losing traction. Remember that the Kashmir economy is on a boom. A large number of Kashmiris are now focused on leading a normal life, integrating with rest of India. So you would see a lot more tourists coming in, business mushrooming, development taking place in terms of infrastructure development, students going to rest of India to study, to cities like Delhi, Bombay and other places, besides working in multiple regions of the country. The Kashmiris are now reaping the peace dividend. But the biggest blow for Pakistan has been the dramatic fall in recruitment of local Kashmiris as terror operatives. For instance, in Pulwama, a former hotbed of militancy, saw negligible recruitment of local residents by terror outfits over the past 2 years. Actually, the number is nil. According to security agencies, of the roughly 80 terrorists active in Kashmir, only 18 to 20 are local and the rest Pakistani nationals who infiltrated in India sometime after 2020. In such a scenario, how can Kashmir be called a freedom struggle where the local population is not at all participating? The so-called struggle is being led by Pakistani terrorists. The Pahalgam attack, sources believe, was meant to instill fear, disrupt tourism and provoke a backlash that could reverse these gains. Early signs are already visible. Tourists are leaving Kashmir in large numbers and many have cancelled travel plans to the UT. At the same time, sources said targeting Hindu terrorists was a deliberate move to deepen the communal divide and provoke a heavy-handed response from the Indian security forces. Post the attacks, crackdowns will inevitably lead to mass detentions. Even if only 2 among 10 friends are suspects, all 10 may be picked up. This creates a sense of collective victimhood among the other 8. Security forces have been instructed to avoid hard tactics during searches to prevent alienating the local population. Pakistan's goal, sources claim, is clear: revive terror recruitment, particularly local, and project the conflict as an uprising led by Kashmiris to gain international sympathy. The economy is growing, education is spreading, and no one wants to pick up the gun anymore, a source explained. But if that economy slows, if the Kashmiris feel targeted again, then that victimhood narrative returns. That's what Pakistan wants, and they will fish in these troubled waters to increase terror recruitment. And hence, the Pahalgam attack then is not just an isolated act of terror. It is a manifestation of the Munir doctrine, a hardened military strategy aimed at sabotaging Kashmir's economic progress, reviving militancy, and dragging the valley and the world into decades-old conflict. For The Print, this is Snehesh Alex Philip signing off with the photo editor Praveen Jain here in Srinagar.